The opinions expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host and participants and do not reflect the views of Taunton Community Access and Media, Inc., its management, or directors. Hi, welcome to Charlie Flannery Presents. I'm your host, Charlie Flannery, and today I'd like to present writer, director, screenwriter, Mr. David Erik Finn. David, welcome to Charlie Flannery Presents.
Thanks, Charlie. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. So you have a background as an attorney.
Yes.
And somehow you made the transition from that into the world of screenwriting, producing. Mm-hmm. What was the nexus there?
Well, complete honesty, to deal with that question would actually require that we go out drinking first.
You don't drink?
No, I don't.
You told me.
I don't.
Oh, so you need to get me drunk.
I need to get you drunk so that you hopefully forget the specifics.
Okay.
But in general...
You're on.
Yes, I'm buying. In general, it was an issue of sort of a surprise divorce and going through some very severe depression. And it put me at a point where psychologically I was really no good as an attorney. I couldn't put my clients' interests at a high enough level for professional conduct to matter. So I'm now actually not practicing. I'm listed as what's called on medical leave because of that severe depression. But
it strikes a lot of people.
It does, and
more
so than...
I applaud your courage in saying that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But what actually got me into the screenwriting aspect of it and making this movie was sort of an accidental step. I was in therapy. I'm still in therapy. And
we could have brought the couch out here. We got a little
it
couch,
may have actually worked out better because the timing is almost the same time as the show.
You can't afford me.
Yeah, well, I'm now thinking of actually charging my therapist a cover charge because he ends up seeing most of my material before it's on stage. But he actually said, David, the way that you describe things is very funny. Have you thought about doing stand-up? So I initially took it as his type of a joke, and then I actually did it. And with some of the folks that I had
stand-up comedy?
Yes, that's actually my secondary. Primary thing that I do is stand-up comedy.
I see you post some very funny things on Facebook, but I never knew that it was an actual paying gig
I'm
for
actually
you.
a funny guy. Yes, I've actually been paid to make people laugh, which is nice.
Yeah. I've been paid to stop telling jokes. And it's worked out quite well. I tell two or three and here's 20, and
I believe that.
Yeah.
But
I need a new writer.
But at any rate, the various folks that I had met doing stand-up comedy, it's meeting actors, things of that nature. I just happened to meet up with someone who I made a joke about something, and they said, "Oh, that's a brilliant idea." And then I just went on with that idea and tried to turn it into a story. And then I thought through what I was doing with building the characters and all, is that I'm actually writing kind of a movie, because this is way too involved to do a stand-up routine, because I actually need other people talking to get it to work. So I sort of wrote the initial draft of the screenplay by accident.
By accident? And what do you mean?
Well, I
started out writing a stand-up routine.
I was writing a stand-up routine, and I was trying to figure out how to build some acting terms, verisimilitude. But
that was a big word.
Yes, I like verisimilitude because it's like 11 people know it.
You not only got a bachelor's, you got a JD.
Yes, I have a Juris Doctorate.
Yes.
Which I am not using, and my parents are so not proud of me right now.
I graduated magna cum laude Yes, in my class.
Congrats.
Yes.
You told me about
was-
people paying you to not tell jokes, right? Yeah.
I've collected $40 since we've been on just these few minutes, you know.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it's been an interesting accidental path.
Uh-huh.
It's nothing that I really set out to do, but doing it, I've met some interesting people. To write this joke into a real screenplay, I decided that, you know what, I need to do some actual homework on it, because it was about a topic that I really didn't know. I felt compassionate on it, but had no first-hand experience. So I actually attended a seminar, and what we need to do now is actually let the folks know what the movie's about.
Yeah, you're
Because
working on a
talking
movie.
about the seminar is useless right
You're
now.
working on a movie called Cured,
Yeah.
or is it Getting to Cured?
Well, I think the final part of it is going to be called Cured. While we're
Okay.
doing the crowdfunding and trying to get money from other sources, the process, in my mind, is getting to Cured. That may actually end up being the name of the film when we're done. But it's about a guy who's been dating, we'll just say, the wrong kind of women for about a decade. And the movie starts where he's frustrated because his current girlfriend is going through his wallet to take money to go out on the street and buy some drugs. There are certain aspects to that which were part of my life, so there's some truth there, and I can understand that character's frustration. But at any rate, he and his roommate see on a community access TV show a commercial, which I know most community access folks don't actually really run commercials.
We used to do
but
PSAs.
But some do.
PSAs.
Right.
maybe.
And it sort of works as a PSA because it's a religious organization. And in that commercial, there are some women from the parish, some attractive, wholesome-looking women from the parish, dancing with these gay guys to help convert them. And he gives it some thought and comes to the conclusion that if I pretend I'm gay and attend that seminar, maybe I could finally meet the wholesome kind of woman I've been after all my life.
My God.
Yeah,
It's like The Wedding Crashes.
kinda. There's a
Yeah.
lot of lies built into it.
Yeah, I love it.
But unlike the very traditional Hollywood cookie cutter movie where boy meets girl, boy gets girl, boy loses girl, boy wins her back. That's the general gist of it. On mine, the boy doesn't win her back because he gets caught in a lie. And in the real world, you typically don't accept someone back who's lied to you about such a serious topic as, what their sexuality is.
That's true.
So it ends real, but all the steps in between and the various characters that are introduced describing what's going on in the protagonist's life, it's really very much a comedy, but based on the serious topic of the pray the gay away crowd, which I personally have a problem with. I'm sorry, I just hit the microphone. Did you hear that thud?
That means the
Anyway.
the rest of the show will not come out. We'll have no audio, but they'll be capturing me. So just speak up loudly, and my mic will pick it up. But now, what this screenplay
Yes.
that you have? Approximately how long do you expect it to run?
Well, aside from the fact that there are reasons to edit out certain things, the whole process or the number of pages is 106. So based on the formatting of a screenplay document,
A minute
each
per
page is
page.
about a minute.
Yep.
So right now it's 106 minutes. I have one scene in there which I'm semi-comfortable with cutting. It deals a lot with the character building of Pastor Phil, who's a closeted gay guy. But since that scene doesn't necessarily help build information on the protagonist, I can understand that to save time, to cut the movie down to 90 minutes, that gets cut out.
That's a huge undertaking, though. I mean, to do it. I mean, I know a lot of folks that have done 10-minute shorts. And they spend quite a bit of money on that. But I mean, to do a 90-minute shoot, even if you're not blowing up planes and crashing cars and hand grenades and all that stuff, I mean, what's that got to cost you? Just between locations and actors, not even no-name actors, but
Well, the thing is that is what's important to come up with the formula for figuring out what the cost is going to be. Is will we be pushing to get a named actor or actress in the film? Do we want to push for a director who has, notable screen credits or we'll say street credit? Or will we go with unknowns and such? If we're going the unknown path, which is most likely what's going to happen, it's still going to cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $400,000 because of locations and fees and licensing things that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
And that's got nothing to do with distribution. Distribution after the film is made is, again, it depends on who decides that they love the film and who's willing to help.
Puts up some more money.
But if we have to come up with it, we're still looking at coming up with somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe another $150,000 just for distribution.
Wow. Now, so you've turned to crowdfunding. You've chosen of the many Indiegogo, and other people go GoFundMe and what's the other one?
Kickstarter is a well-known one.
And Spike Lee, I forget which one he went to. He grabbed $5 million. I mean, Spike Lee could take $5 million out of his back pocket and make a film. You know what I mean?
Yes.
To me, that's not fair to a guy like you that's trying to get a start. But did you bring a promo? I was fortunate and honored that you asked me to do a promo for this Cured movie, and I play a wealthy Southern gentleman who advocates that people not donate to this film. It's kind of funny, and you brought a copy of it, right?
Yes, I did, and hopefully your crew can...
Maybe Walter, could you put that up? It's just a short clip, me being a Southern gentleman. I get a kick out of it. Let's see if we can watch that. Hello. My son Leonard, or Lenny to some of you, struggles with an evil known as same-sex addiction. Not that he is gay. No. No one in my family is a homosexual. Certainly not. No person who came forth from my loins could ever be such a thing. Nonetheless, Satan's internet has exposed him to images of men lying with other men, and this must have confused my boy. So that is why we have signed him up for the Cured Conference. We know that Jesus can pull the gay right out of that boy. Not that he is gay, mind you. He has simply been led astray, and we know that Jesus can put him back on the right path. Now you listen here. I've heard that someone is making a comedic film about curing same-sex addiction, trying to suggest that it's okay to be gay. There is nothing funny about men and women who struggle with that affliction, and the process of curing them is not to be made light of. I've even heard that the atheistic heathen author of that film spent 4 days pretending he was gay at such a seminar just to gather material to make fun of religion and a godly man like Pastor Phil. We all know that Pastor Phil is a great man of God, and any disrespect proffered against him and his congregation will be met with near biblical fury. Do not, I repeat, do not lend any financial support against Pastor Phil's efforts. Homosexuality is a sin, and sin is not to be joked about. Do not make donations of $2, which will get you thanks and important news about the film's progress. Do not make donations of $25 or more, which will get you a private link to download progress of scenes of the movie while in production. Do not make donations of $100 or more that get you the aforementioned links and a signed movie poster. Do not make donations of $500, which will get you a position as an extra in the movie. Do not make donations of $2,000,
which will give you a position as a featured extra. And whatever you do, do not provide donations of $5,000, which will get you a featured extra position with words, assuming you can follow the director's directions. There are 7 of those. Donations of $10,000 could smear your good name as an assistant producer. We all know that Pastor Phil can make my boy Lenny as normal as you or I. Well, actually, come to think about it, I don't know you. You could be one of them liberals. If you are, then may God have mercy on your soul. Praise Jesus.
You know, I really like that. Not so much as I did at the time. I was grabbing that.
You did a good job with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I had never done a Southern dialect before, and in researching it, it was amazing the little regional dialects, and I mean there were even
because there is just one Southern.
Yeah, and I ended up, while I was going through the process, I saw Django Unchained, and Leo DiCaprio was there, and he was from Mississippi, and I said, it's Mississippi. So I was trying to do Mississippi, but then, and I was happy with it until the other night I saw American Sniper, and Bradley Cooper was doing a soft Texan accent.
Yeah, more middle America.
Oh my God, he was just outstanding. So I mean, I can't put myself up there with Bradley Cooper just yet. But I do work a lot cheaper than him. Now, Brad will run you $5 or $10 million.
Yeah, but if
Me,
I had him
50 or
playing the
100
make-believe gay guy in the movie, that would be awesome.
Yeah, or Pastor Phil.
Lee.
That's Pastor Phil. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe you could get David O. Russell to direct it.
That would be awesome. I was actually in a David O. Russell film as an extra. As a matter of fact, I think you were too.
American Hustle.
Yes. Yep.
American Hustle.
I played a politician, and it's interesting. I'm actually in the commercial that they ran on TV.
Oh.
You see my scene in there.
What, in the trailer?
But yes, in the trailer. But it
Commercial.
was cut in the film. It's actually not in the film. So that's a little anticlimactic.
I had a.
You had some potential serious fame with you that just didn't work out because of timing.
Yeah.
If I remember that story.
I worked 2 days. I was in the mob bar scene, and I just want to say that Amy Adams is a very lovely woman, up close. That's all I'm going to say.
And I will probably only know her as a very lovely woman from afar.
And Jennifer Lawrence,
and she currently does not need a restraining order. So
she's removed it.
It has actually not yet been put in place. So I promise,
To love, honor, and obey.
To stay
away.
To stay away.
And stay
to love, honor, and stay away.
Yeah. But, it's tough because you're in a movie today. It's all digitalized. And you don't...
Digitalized? You're old, aren't you?
Why?
It's digital.
Yeah, I am. But
yeah. But anyway, please continue.
Digital.
Please continue with your interview.
Digitalized
Yes.
is something made digitally
Yes.
on a digital thing.
With digits.
With digits.
Yes.
Sometimes 10. All 10 digits.
Actually...
Like a saxophone or something.
Yeah.
You're working, so you've got this this clip, this promo, and it's airing now on what, Indiegogo?
It has been on Indiegogo, but right now that campaign has completed because we're running it in pieces, such as we needed enough money to deal with the initial pre-production, which we ran it for that. And that was good because it helped me get out to California and meet with some folks. I met with a person who's well known sort of in the secular or skeptic community who said yes to doing a cameo. So that's nice. His name is Michael Shermer. I
Okay.
went out to meet with Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
That's the guy I thought you
Yes,
were going to
that's the guy I was going to meet with, but I really just messed up my flight times. And when I had a chance to actually meet with him, it didn't happen. But I did get to meet with Michael Shermer, who's written a few books, and again, within the secular community, he's fairly well known. But also, I had
I'm
a
not
chance
a
to
real
meet.
avid reader, but you know, I mean, but so I wouldn't.
Yeah,
know
I
the
know.
guy probably,
It's it's books.
the newspaper, the newspaper.
I know they haven't
magazines,
been all
stuff like
digitalized.
that, you know.
So yeah.
But I do like a good novel. I do
Yeah.
like a good novel. I like James Patterson a lot. You know.
Patterson's good. As a matter of fact, I make a reference to him in the movie.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
Now, all right. As far as now that you're a writer of screenplays,
Yes.
after you buy your pipe, so that you can,
This is just water, though. It should be like scotch, but Yes.
Unfortunately, we can't.
Now
This
that
is
I'm a
this is
screenwriter-
Taunton is a dry city.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yep, it is.
Yeah, except for the fact that I'm made up of 98% water. I'm dry as well. I don't drink. I think we mentioned that. If we didn't, it doesn't matter. Please continue.
So, would you say that there's, other than this Michael Shermer, is there another playwright or screenwriter that you would say has influenced your style of writing?
Not by screenwriting itself. What has influenced my style of writing, because I didn't really study screenwriting. I studied law. I studied how to write briefs and make them
Threatening letters.
semi-entertaining. Threatening letters, yes.
Yes, yes.
Semi-entertaining to a judge. Granted, they basically want to see the facts, but a judge is a human being like anyone else. And if you give them a very dry story, they can easily be distracted.
Well,
in
you
their
guys,
thought.
you lawyers distort. You distort everything. You know what I mean?
That's part of what helped me become a stand-up comedian, because many of the jokes I have are based on reality, but not reality. They are distortions.
Much like a trial.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Do you miss it? I mean, what type of law did you practice? Contract law or?
There actually were a few contract or business law type things that
Uh-huh.
I've worked on, but most of it was employment law.
Uh-huh.
And what I liked was when my clients weren't lying to me, that I would help them deal with their racial discrimination or their age discrimination or their sex discrimination problems. And I felt really good about those cases. But when a client comes into your office, you don't necessarily know how true is their story to you, because there was one person, and again, you can't mention names, can't talk about cases, can't talk about the companies, but one person who came in saying that they got fired because of a race-related issue, and 6 months later, after dealing with the beginning of discovery, find out that they actually got fired because they were asleep in a closet. So that's a lot of time and energy that was wasted, because I want to believe my clients,
Right.
and then you find otherwise. And then he admitted that to me, and I'm just like, well, we really don't have much of a case here. They had the right to fire you.
I know kind of what you're speaking about, because I've been a real estate broker for 21 years, and I always presume that if you come to me to have me sell your property, that you're going to be forthcoming, tell me everything, so that I have a complete grasp of your situation and all the facts as they may be. So we can not. Of course, I have an obligation, even though I'm representing you. If someone comes to me, I have an obligation to be honest and fair and ethical. So I rely on what you're telling me,
Mm-hmm.
And in over 30 years, it's only happened a few times, 2 or 3 times a year.
But those are the pluses and minuses of practicing law.
Yeah.
And
But it
and
feels
I may
good
go
though
back
when
to
you're
it,
able to really help people.
but I'm really
change their
enjoying
life.
what I'm doing now,
Yeah.
sort of instead. I'm more comfortable. I'm less stressed. Because the primary reason to not continue practicing law was its impact on me mentally and the level of stress that it created. There are some people who may be cut out to practice law based on being smart enough to study all the stuff you have to study, but also having the right personality to deal with those issues. I was trying to be too much of a nice guy to too many people, and that's not the right attitude to have in the practice of law. I mean, you can generally be a nice guy, but you have to be fighting for your clients' issues voraciously, yet not internalize them. And that second part was my problem.
Yeah.
Is I would internalize my clients' issues.
You
Not good
You
to do
and
as an
become death.
Yes.
Yes, you and become death. I can't believe we've yacked and chatted our way to a 30-minute episode here. Is there any closing thought you'd like to throw out? Go ahead, 30 seconds. Talk to the folks.
I'd like people to go visit the YouTube channel that I just started. So if you do a search for David Erik Finn, Eric with a K, Finn with 2 N's, and
How many F's?
Getting to Cured, 1 F
Yeah.
and no W's.
Okay. One eye.
Yeah,
2 N's.
a bunch of I's.
Yeah, yeah.
There's an I in every name, as a
I
matter of
only
fact.
have eyes. But I mean, check it
Okay,
out. You got
can
some
we
good stuff in
distract
there.
them from what you wanted me to tell them more?
I
Anyway, please get to YouTube. Check out the promo that Charlie did a great job in, and
Thank you.
And like it, and maybe find me on Facebook, like the Getting to Cured page, and you'll be able to keep up to date with what's going on with the film's production.
David, thank you for coming on, and I want
Thanks,
to wish
Charlie.
you all the best with that film.
I appreciate it. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. And I'd like to thank you all for tuning in today to Charlie Flannery Presents. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. And if you have an idea for a show that you'd like to be a part of, send an email to charlieflannery@verizon.net. In the subject line, put "Be a Guest," and give me a little breakdown of something you might like to talk about or do a little funny bit about, whatever it might be. And we may have you here one day on Charlie Flannery Presents. Until then, stay safe.